together. Now, see, first of all, you really can't build a strong relationship if you married to a person and you telling yourself that God didn't put you together. See, you need to change that. You married them. Now, whether you were listening to God or not, guess what? You're married now. And I want you to understand, according to Hebrews 13th chapter, He honors marriage in all. He honors marriage across the board. That means if two people are not saved, if they get married, guess what? They brought God in there because He honors marriage. See, we need to understand that, because the first institution that God gave to man was marriage. I know y'all got tight on that. All right. So the greatest and most spectacular God-honoring gift that was given to mankind was the institution of marriage, or the establishment or founding of marriage. And so it's sacred. It's something that God calls precious to Him. And so what did He do? He brought the one true God in Genesis 2 and 18. The true God, not a God, but the one true God who had created all things and said all things were good. Notice He said everything was good. Everything that was created, He said was good, very good. But when it came to man, after He had created man, then He says, listen, it's not good. It is not good for man to be alone. So He establishes, listen, that all of these animals have a mate to be with. I need to have, or I'm going to have someone that Adam can relate to. Adam, hallelujah, can be a blessing to, and at the same time, she will be a blessing to him. Okay? So notice, he instituted marriage or between a man and a woman. Okay? I want you to go to Genesis. Now, I'm not here to try and beat folks over the head, because I preach against people who live together not married. Just like I preached against folks who are homosexuals. Amen. I'm not preaching against you personally, but I'm preaching against your behavior. Because if you were drunk, I preach against it. Amen. See, that's what we need to understand. The Lord is not attacking a person, individual. He's attacking the behavior. Notice this. Genesis 1 and 27 says, and so God created man in His image. In the image of God created He him, male and female. Created He them. So when we come down to where man creates female or companionship, God created them different but yet together. They're similar, yet they're different. Okay? I want you to understand that. Notice, opposite of one another. Opposite of one another. Alright? Am I making sense? I'm trying to... Okay. And so when we go to Genesis 2 and 22, he says here, well, let me go up. And 21st. And Adam gave names to all the cattle and to the fowl of the air and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helpmeet for him. Notice that. Helpmeet. Helpmeet meaning here that every area of life, every circumstance of life, woman was to be his helpmeet. Not just in the physical or sexual realm, but in every aspect, he was to rely on the woman as his helper, as his companion, as one that would encourage, one that would instruct. All of these things she is to be to him. Does that make sense? The Lord caused a deep sleep and fell upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs. Now notice he takes out of Adam and he makes woman. Now that doesn't mean that in every man there's a little woman. Because first of all, if that's the case, he took it out there. But what he's saying is, he's going to make her of the same type, of the same substance that he made man. Which means he's not going to make her independent of man. He's not going to go back to the dust of the ground and breathe into her nostrils breath of life and make her. He's not making her independent of him. He's doing this to let us know today. He's letting us know that there's a oneness that is to exist in the relationship. So he uses the same substance, and then you ought to love this, ladies, because he didn't go and dig up the dust of the ground. He took that which he had already perfected. He took that which he had already said was good when he made man, and all he did was just take the rib out and form woman. To let you know you're special. Now every woman in here should have said amen. But I found out some women don't know what they are or who they are. That's why they let men dog them out and treat them any kind of way. Because you really don't know how special you are. If you knew how special you are, you stop that man from running in and out of your house. If you knew how special you are, you stop showing everything that God gave you. But let me get that. So notice he established this. He says, and the rib which the Lord God had taken from man, made he a woman. Woman means man with a womb. Oh, y'all looking at me. And I don't care. Well, let me get back to this. And brought her unto him. Notice. And brought her. Now this is establish a marriage here. He brings her to Adam. What does Adam say? Adam said, this is now bone of my bone. See, Adam understood what God had done. That's why he said, this is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Notice, she's going to be called woman. So he's establishing the fact that there was a oneness that was to exist in the beginning. God brings them together, and because God brought them together, God didn't stand on there and say, will you take Adam to be your lawfully wedded husband? Will you take Eve, the woman, to be your... No, he didn't have to do that. When he established marriage, when he brought woman to man. Because he did. Anything God does is holy. Anything God brings together is righteous because he is righteous. So the act here of marriage is done when he brings woman to man. And he's establishing here a precedent that is to be set throughout the archives of the life of mankind. Wherever there's a man and a woman, they're to be brought together in the bounds of holy matrimony. And then he says, therefore shall a man leave his father and mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be, notice, one flesh. The objective is they're one. The objective is they're one. And notice what it says in Genesis 1:28. He says, and God blessed them. You stop right there. He says that God blessed them. Notice, God blessed them. When he brought them together, then he blesses it. When God blesses it, he means he sanctions it as authentic, as genuine, as what I want it to be. So the act of marriage was institutionalized by God. And he says, what I like, what I celebrate, what just gets me enthusiastic is the fact that when this man leaves father and mother and cleaves to his wife, that's heavy there, cleave. Because cleave means grab onto, hold on to, don't let go, don't want to let go. And we just think that's intimacy, but that's more than your emotions ought to be cleaving to your wife. Oh, this is going to be a hard one today. He blessed it. So I want you to understand, you need to stop looking at your marriage as something that's cursed. It's blessed because God brought you together. Now, see, I'm not listening to you talk about, well, see, I just made a mistake. Well, that was too bad. Now's the time to say, God, since you blessed it, I want you to help me. Since you have blessed it, and since you love marriage, and in Hebrews, I want to read it so somebody can say he just talking, but in Hebrews 13th chapter, that's the 4th verse. Oh, yeah. Marriage is honorable in all. Oh, yeah. Isn't that what it says? In all, in every aspect of a man and woman coming together, whether you went down to City Hall. That's right. Because some people say, well, see, it wasn't of God because we went to City Hall. You still got married. In God's sight, God said, all right. Y'all looking at me? Whether you had a big wedding with 50 people in it. And sometimes when they have these big weddings with all these folks in it, they get divorced the next week. And I found out by just asking people, most of the weddings that have just been blessed and mature have been folks that just went and got married. No, look at them. They still together, so they saved that money right there. Helped them out on the rest of the time. Hey, y'all ain't with me here. Amen. I didn't say all, I said some. I was in a situation that happened. This was relevant. The little girl got married. I mean, she had it laid out. Her dress was half the way to church. It was beautiful. Everybody looked like they were just glistening. The reception had a big ice sculpture in the middle of everything, and gold plated silverware. It was just spectacular. You talking about everything need to take pictures. Jack McAnee need to be here. All of that. And in a couple of months, the real deal set in. Are y'all hear what I'm saying? And see, what I'm saying is we need to establish the fact that with married relationship, it's not caught on of how her eyes glistens in the sunlight. See, because really you need to stop looking at her eyes and you need to see her mama's eyes. And if she knows her daddy, you need to find out what he look like, how he act. I know I'm saying right. You need to see if there's any lunacy in the family or something. Because it may come out on your part. I know I'm saying right. You need to find out if her mama's bossy and going to be in your business the rest of your married life. I can't get nobody. Because if she bossing you around now, she's going to boss you around when you get married to her. If she's dipping in your business now. All right, let me get back to this. So it says here, marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge. That means judgment is against anybody who steps outside the marriage bond. Anybody, see, don't listen to society that says there's some stars and actors in society that, we need to know who these folks are before we talk about, oh, there's so wonderful. Some of these folks have bonds in their marriage where they can sleep around. They sure do. They've set up where, he can sleep around whoever he wants to, male or female, and she can open marriage, there it is, and she can do all of this. And this is what is inundated when we watch television shows and stuff. This is the philosophy that's being put in there. The fact that if you love somebody, just sleep with them. And you know what's happening? Instead of the church bombarding against that, the church is trying to ease up to it too.